So if I told you Banjo-Kazooie, the game from 1998, the platformer, in my opinion, the best platformer on the N64, was a rhythm game, I would look pretty dumb. And you also might disagree with me on a technical sense, because we think of rhythm games as what they are. You know, games like Beat Saber, Dance Dance Revolution, Muse Dash, and just all these other games where people take the timing very seriously, and they become subhuman. It's insane. Dude, I seriously don't know how a lot of people play rhythm games. I'm not the best at them, but I think it's insane when they're really good. Anyway, I'm getting off track a little bit here. So, what if I told you that Banjo-Kazooie is a rhythm game? I mean, think about it. Like, dude, it isn't even subtle. Literally every single major task in the game is about collecting musical notes. Not coins, not rings, not stars, notes. You know, the thing that makes music. So what's also sick is this entire soundtrack dynamically shifts based on where you are and what you're doing. And most importantly, it's also in the name. And I don't know if you knew this, but banjos and kazooies are actual instruments. But you knew that. You're not dumb. I'm dumb. But seriously, what am I rambling about? How the hell is a 3D platformer from 1998 a rhythm game? Well, it all started with this very talented man named Grant Kirkhope, and he's genuinely, well, a genius. But Rare, the developers of this game, made the entire game around this specific quirky musical language that this man created. So in most games, music is just a background track that loops while you do actual gameplay. But in Banjo, the music is just dynamic the entire way through, and it reacts to what you're doing. I think I already said that. So every step you take, every room that you enter, music is shifting and quantizing to the beat of your movement. And it's not just a soundtrack, it's the heartbeat of the entire world that you're playing in. And today we're gonna look at 3 tracks that prove that Grant Kirkhope wasn't just writing songs for a video game. Homie was making a playable symphony that you can enjoy. And I'm excited to take you on this journey. Welcome to Quest Beats. So I want to start where this magical journey just begins, because I cannot talk about this game without talking about this song, Spiral Mountain. This track is the ultimate strut. If you want to see what I mean by this being a rhythm game, just watch Banjo's walk cycle. It's in tune with the song. This whole entire walk cycle matches the music while it plays. It's almost perfectly in sync. So the theory here is what we call Oompah rhythm. So just listen to this bass line. The bass line hits on the 1 and the 3, while the other instruments, the banjos and the whistles, all hit on the offbeats, the 2 and the 4. So in music theory, we call this a strong 4x4 duple meter. It feels like a barn dance. It's inviting and it makes you feel like you want to move. But Kirkhope adds his signature weirdness by using what we call a harmonic minor scale. So most happy games stay in a standard major scale, but the harmonic minor scale has this slightly spooky, crooked edge to it. It's a constant musical reminder that even though the mountain is sunny and the carrots are dancing, there's a literal witch living right next door in this giant stonehead tower that she built herself. Seriously, who constructed Gruntilda's tower? Well, I mean, I guess she has magic. I don't know. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the music. So it's the foundational rhythm of the game. It sets your internal clock to rare time, and it tells your brain everything here is a little bit off center, and that's exactly why we love it. Now, if you want the smoking gun for why this is a rhythm game, look no further than Gruntilda's Lair. This is one of the most famous examples of dynamic music in history. It wasn't just a song, it's genuinely a feat of engineering. It's insane. As you walk through the lair, the main theme never stops. It never breaks, and it never changes. As you approach different world entrances, the instruments crossfade to match the theme of that level. Listen to this. So just for example, you go near Mumbo's Mountain, you get this tribal percussion. You go near the swamp, it gets bubbly and woodwind heavy. And if you go near the Pirate Cove, it gets this salty and accordion driven sound. But here's the rhythm game's secret. The transition happens exactly on the beat. This game's engine is constantly counting the rhythm in the background, and it waits for the start of the next measure to swap the instrument so the player never loses a pulse. Dude, it is the coolest thing ever. I love it so much. But the melody itself, Grant used something called titron. It's also known as the devil's interval. It's a distance of 6 half steps, like going from a C to an F sharp. This is dissonant, and it's unstable, and it sounds like a witch's cackle. But because the Lair music is built on this unstable interval, the music always feels like it's leaning forward. It's a constant rhythmic pulse that guides you through the hub world like a metronome. You aren't just exploring, you're like dancing through the layer. It really just immerses you into it. There are a lot of songs that I would love to talk about in this game, but I really want you to experience it for yourself. But the next one I really want to talk about is Freezeezy Peak. So since we're looking at the genius of Kirkhope, I have to talk about how it handles the themes. This Christmas style track doesn't sound like just a generic boring department store song that makes you want to quit your job. But why? Because it's the chromaticism. Kirkhope loves to use outside notes. These are notes that don't technically belong in the key that he's playing in. In a normal song, these would sound like mistakes. But in Banjo, they create this sense of humor and quirkiness that's really the whole theme of the game. But in Freezeezy Peak, the sleigh bells and the heavy brass create this rhythm that feels really clunky and wobbly in a beautiful way. It perfectly mimics the waddle of a bear and a bird trying to navigate through the snow. It's a perfect example of how rhythm and wrong notes can define a character. You don't just see Banjo and Kazooie, you hear their personality, and you hear the weight of the backpack, and you hear the sass of the bird. It's just a masterclass in an imperfection to create the perfect atmosphere. Originally, I wanted to talk about Freezeezy Peak because this episode was actually supposed to come out around Christmas time, but life doesn't always work out the way it does, and here we are in the new year, but that's okay. But in conclusion, Grant Kirkhope didn't just fill the silence of the N64 era, he created this world that breathed in the time with the player. People say that Banjo-Kazooie feels magical. What they're usually talking about is the music, and they don't even realize it. They're talking about the rhythm of the transitions, and the Oompah of the walk cycles, and just the genius of a man who realized that the game is about a bear and bird should sound just as weird as it looks. Rare didn't just make this platformer, they made a rhythm game where the controller is your instrument and the Isle of Hags is your whole stage. So my name is PlantBat. Thank you so much for getting me to 100 subscribers. I really appreciate you. That's gonna do it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed going on this journey with me. Definitely play Banjo-Kazooie, it's such a good time. I'm really excited to keep learning how to do this and do it better, and learn how to make better videos with you guys and keep you guys entertained. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys stick around for the next one. We're gonna dive into a bunch of different video games, and some that I'm super passionate about, and I'm really excited to talk about them with you. In the comments below, tell me your favorite Kirkhope tracks. Mad Monster Mansion is another one of my favorites. I also really love Treasure Trove Cove. Just let me know what they are in the comments. Yeah, I'll see you down there and I'll respond to you. I hope you have an amazing day and a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.